now your microclimate forecast presented by Bill Howe. Here's meteorologist Carlene Chavis.
June gloom doesn't have us gloomy per se, but has us kind of itching for some sun.
Oh, I'm itching for some sun.
Oh, some are pretty gloomy. I'm not sure.
It is cold.
You know,
I tried to have lunch outdoors today. I was too cold.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Okay, it might be a little bit of a weather win.
Throw on a hoodie.
Yes,
Come on.
okay.
I did. I put on my News 8 parka.
I know you did. I believe
Yes,
it.
That's extra. As kids would say, that's extra.
It is, but Marcella said winter yesterday. I love you, Marcella. I'm just kidding. But yes, we have been talking about these cool temperatures, and we're still talking about them for tomorrow. But a warm up will be on the way fairly soon. As soon as Thursday, we'll take that into the weekend. Marcella will be happy. She does not have to wear her News 8 parka when she has lunch. So we will have the sun shining in the afternoon hours starting on Thursday afternoon. We'll take that into the weekend. Current temperatures, we have the 60s across most of the county. 60 degrees for Julian, also for Hamul, and also for Alpine. We have 61 degrees Del Mar, 62 degrees Poway, 81 degrees for Borrego Springs, and 64 degrees for downtown, where we do have cloud cover going strong west of the mountains, looking to stick around throughout the rest of the night into tomorrow morning. Patchy drizzle being possible. Also, we have winds out of the west at 7 miles per hour. Relative humidity is at 75%. So with that marine layer, we're still talking about the potential for some patchy drizzle in the morning hours, even stretching towards the inland areas. Inland valleys could see some patchy fog by tomorrow morning. By the afternoon hours, we'll have a few clouds still lingering around, but we'll see a little bit more sunshine for tomorrow. Still keeping temperatures on the cool side, and as we hit Thursday, that's when temperatures will really start to warm up, and we'll see more of a clearing once we get past the morning hours. Just a few lingering clouds right along the coast, but then you're seeing all that cloud cover clear out with a ridge of high pressure that will start to build in by Thursday. So an upper level low that's been bringing in, a trough of low pressure has been bringing in a lot of that onshore flow. We had temperatures today that were still on the cool side and even cooler than yesterday, and as we gradually go into the week ahead, we are talking about a warm up with high pressure building in. We officially have a tropical depression in eastern Pacific, the first one of the season. And it's moving towards the west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. Maximum sustained wind speeds are at 35 miles per hour. It does look to become the first named system of the season as a tropical storm, and that would be on Wednesday as Alvin. Now, it does quickly weaken, and that will be going into our weekend forecast. So, area of low pressure losing its tropical characteristics by Saturday, but models are suggesting we could pick up on a little bit of that tropical moisture. So not only are we talking about warmer temperatures by this weekend, we'll see clouds hanging around by the afternoon hours, temperatures into the 70s for the coast by this weekend, also into the 80s for the inland valleys and the mountains, triple digits. But you'll also notice a difference in the air. You'll feel that humidity rising by this weekend, tapping into that moisture. We're still going to stay dry, but it'll be a little uncomfortable.
It's going to get warmer and you're going to get stickier. Oh.
Carla's going to have really frizzy hair.
I was getting really excited for a while there.
I want to see a little fro going.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right? We'll have to send
Thanks, Carla.
pictures.
You're welcome.